The Titans of the MonsterVerse are gigantic prehistoric superspecies that possess the powers that defy the laws of physics. Amongst these Titans, the most well-known is Godzilla, of course, and then the other big four, which is Kong, Rodan, Mothra, and Ghidorah. Unfortunately, Gamera, Anguirus, and Destroyer have not made their debut in Legendary's MonsterVerse as for now, whereas new monsters have made their first ever appearance in Godzilla King of the Monsters movie, and they are Scylla, Methuselah, and Behemoth. While we have made an earlier video about the size comparison of these monsters, they were just guesstimates and not official sizes, but now Legendary have released their official stats, and well, the numbers will surprise you. Here we go. Let's start with Scylla. She is a giant armored cephalopod with black coloration and 6 very long, bony and lightly haired legs, each with 2 joints and ending with a claw with small spikes growing out of the first joints. It also has a plated mantle with 10 tendrils and a pair of black eyes. Scylla looks like a squid spider-like titan which was dormant until Ghidorah woke her up and did his bidding. Scylla will also kill sailors near land or water, or whenever they are near her. The official size of this titan is 341 feet tall, which is almost as tall as 2014 Godzilla, although its weight has not yet been given. Next, let's discuss Titanus Methuselah. Very little is seen of him on screen. This creature appears to be quadrupedal, with mammalian face possessing horns like a bull. His eyes lack visible pupils and are glossy and a bit whitish or clouded over. Methuselah's most noticeable physical trait is the gigantic mountain he carries on his back, which allows him to blend into the landscape surrounding his place of rest in Germany. He also can disguise himself as an island or an iceberg. Well, he kinda resembles a mix of Anguirus, Gamera, and the Pokemon Torterra, specifically the latter, as we suspect the designs to be similar since Detective Pikachu Torterra was also a Legendary movie. Monarch classifies Methuselah as a protected titan along with Godzilla, Mothra, and Behemoth. In the past, he has shielded and even transported groups of humans from natural disasters and titan attacks. Methuselah can camouflage himself as a mountain, apparently very quickly. What is surprising is that this titan was not 400 feet tall as earlier estimated. It was shorter than even Scylla at 322 feet tall. So now we come to the fan favorite, the half-mammoth sloth titan called Behemoth. Behemoth was originally conceptualized as a giant mammoth with tusks on its lower jaw similar to a Deinotherium and wood-like protrusions on its legs. Eventually this design was discarded in favor of making the creature more like a giant sloth, although the mammoth-like tusks were retained. He knuckle walks like an ape using his long and muscular forelimbs, which are larger than his legs. Behemoth's most notable trait are his colossal mammoth-like tusk which juts downwards from his cheeks, and he also has brown fur and is said to be fireproof. Behemoth can use his strong and sharp tusks to destroy buildings with ease. He can also attack with the claws on his forelimbs while standing on his hind legs. Behemoth's movement leaves behind trace amounts of radiation, which as a result can grow jungle-like foliage on his path, therefore curing or even sustaining the environment. One noticeable example of his was when clear portions of the Amazon rainforest spawned due to Behemoth's radiation. Amongst the new titans, he is the biggest, standing around 354 feet tall, which is the same as 2014 Godzilla. We were a bit surprised at these stats since we have always thought Methuselah to be the biggest and maybe even the heaviest titan, but in fact he is the smallest or maybe just the shorter of the three at 322 feet or 98.14 meters, coming in lower than even Scylla, which is 341 feet or 104 meters tall. We earlier said that Scylla might have been about 300 feet tall, which would be the size of the female Muto. So, standing face to face against the king of the monsters, Methuselah's tip of the back would be at the shoulder of Godzilla, and his head would be at Godzilla's crotch. Suck it. Now Behemoth will be 40 feet shorter than Godzilla, or standing just below his chin. It would be interesting to see both of these titans face one another, but that might not happen as we now have Godzilla vs Kong and maybe Mecha King Ghidorah or maybe Mecha Godzilla coming into the next movie as the second villain. Anyway, we have now come to the end of the video. Please subscribe for more of these monster content right here on MindQ.